Hello everyone, JMM Review here, and welcome to this Command & Conquer Remastered playthrough. I'm so excited to play this game. I first got this, it came with my Windows 95 PC, and I just played that game to death when it first came out, and played it for years after it, and actually completed the whole game on my own whenever I was really young, back when I didn't have internet or anything like that. I pretty much cheesed the game. And in this playthrough you will see some very dirty tactics from that I had when I was 10 years old. When I struggled to complete the game, I just had to come up with some very cheap ways of completing levels, let's just say. So look, if you're new to Command & Conquer, there's something for everyone here. If you've played it before, come and relive it with me. If you've never played it, then I'll explain how to play it in this playthrough. And yeah, let's get started and start with a new game. I'm going to skip this first cutscene where it's going to ask me to select a faction to play as. I can either play as the Brotherhood of Nod or the Global Defense Initiative, or GDI. And this is not a minor choice. The choice you make here determines an entire different campaign. Not just like a reskin where you play the same levels but as different people, but like an actual entire different campaign. And that's another thing I love about this. It's so different that it's almost two games in one, the amount of content you get here. And in terms of the collection itself, you actually get all the bonus maps and stuff as well, bonus missions, so it's incredible how much they've packed into this playthrough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select GDI because that's who I played through first. Of course we're going to play as the good guys. That's how easy war is. It's the good guys versus the bad guys. At least that's the way it was back in 1995 anyway. But so I'm going to pick, I usually play as the good guys first, then I'll play as the bad guys. I don't know if I'll do that in this playthrough, but there is a video that plays after your selection to kind of introduce you to it. So what I'll do is I'll play that, I'll pick my side and let you guys hear the video.
Global Defense Initiative selected.
Are you picking this up? Good. I know you need more deep background, but we're up against it. Nod forces have fortified this beachhead at X16Y42. Intelligence is still coming in, so we can't tell you a lot. But we found a chink in their armor. Commander Carter can sneak you and some backup forces on shore right here. You may get some artillery support from his gunboats, but this is mostly grunt work. Your mission is simple. Knock out all fortifications, eliminate all Nod troops, and establish a beachhead by building your base. Good luck.
Alright, so pretty simple first mission. Kind of like a D-Day for the Allied troops here. Now the first thing you might actually ask yourself is this the remaster? Why does it look like the old game? And the reason for that is that when you first play this, you have to hit the space bar. It tells you to hit the space bar to switch graphics. And I guess that's just kind of introducing you to the fact that you can switch graphics. And I love how you can do this on the fly. If you want to just go back and see what the original version was like in this section. And as well as that, actually, it's kind of difficult to play the original unless you play it on Origin. Like I had to actually buy an Origin version of the game to play it again. Like it's really awkward to actually get this running on modern machines. The original game, because it was a 1995 game, the aspect ratio and stuff like that just doesn't quite scale very well. Whereas this version, you know, it scales up really nicely, and you can just hit spacebar to switch between it. So I may even on my own do a playthrough of the old graphics as well, because I quite like them too. So what you have to see me do there is set up my base, and this first level you don't really even need a base, but I'm just going to show you guys what that's like anyway, just so you know what to do. So this first level, the enemy doesn't even have a base, but it's kind of just a practice level to give you a go at setting up your base and stuff like that and seeing what you need to do. So the first thing you'll always need to do, it's kind of laid out here for you, is set up your power plant. If you don't have a power plant, most of your things won't work, and also your barracks won't actually produce men very quick. So let's build a barracks. Next thing we're usually just build is your barracks, because then you can you can create new soldiers, I guess.
New construction.
So now you have this other panel here, infantry tab, and you can just click on as many minigunners as you want, and they'll all just start popping out of the barracks there. If we didn't have our power plant, let's say if I sold the power plant right now,
Building. Unit.
you'll see the power's down now. It was still going quite fast. There was a level I was doing where this was going really slow. So I'm not sure how that. I thought it affected it, but it doesn't seem to be right now.
Building.
Yeah, it's okay. Mission accomplished. Yeah, that wasn't much of a level. Yeah, all we had to do there was take a couple of guards down, or a couple of enemy Nod forces. So there's the after mission report. I actually lost a few of my guys. I didn't even know I did. Ending credits. I don't know if this is like, maybe this was the ending credits I had at the end of the mission, or do they carry over? I'm not quite sure. But after you complete the mission, you get to choose which level you want to go to next. And eventually this actually becomes, this will split off into a couple of paths, but right now there only is one choice, so I'm just going to make this my next level.
Good job with the beachhead, Commander. It's time to bring you up to speed on Nod so you know what you're dealing with. This is Kane, the self-appointed leader of the Brotherhood of Nod. Stand by, I'll link us up.
Condition critical. Know why Nod had this beach bottled up? They're protecting a big Tiberian refinery that intelligence somehow missed. We need backup now. Nod troops are pouring out of their base, strangling our foothold. We gotta knock out that refinery, eliminate all Nod forces before we lose our position. I don't know how long we can hold out.
Damn. You heard the man. What are you waiting for?
Alright, now just it's going to throw us right in here. I'm going to actually do something in the options. First thing I'm going to do is put the map scrolling speed down, because I'm an old man and I think it's too quick. It just kind of jerks around a little bit. And I'm also going to bring the speed of the game down just for now to moderate. I may change this up and down if I need to throughout the game, but I think it's a little bit too quick. So this is just throwing us into the mission, and this is part of why I actually love Command and Conquer. Yeah, look how slow the minigunner's loading right now. See, I remember it was going really slow at one point for me. I was playing this a little bit earlier, and maybe that's because the barracks need to be repaired. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, what I was saying was Command & Conquer it's such a sandbox game that just throws you into playing it and doesn't really even explain too much. It explains the game story-wise, and it kind of makes you want to... It makes you kind of hate the Nod forces if you're playing as GDI in my case. And one of the interesting things for me was, whenever I first played this, was to play through the entire game as GDI and always see Nod as the enemy and kind of, I guess, hate Nod and stuff. And then after I completed the mission, then I got to play as Nod, and it was, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting dynamic, getting to play as the other side. Not many games let you do that. Okay, so I've got low power. It's just told me now my minigunners. Okay, they're going a little bit quicker now. I'm not sure if that's because I now have my construction yard set up, or it's because my barracks have been repaired. But if I want to right now, I could build a power plant and get that power up. But it doesn't even really seem like I need that. I don't know, because my minigunners are pretty quick right now. Let's see. Okay, well, I could do a little tactic here and build a barrack and then try and get it laid in the enemy's base, but I think we'll just go with the engineer tactic in this level. I think this level is pretty much set up because we've got these three engineers. I think it's just like showing you, like, here's some engineers, do something with them. Like, these early levels are basically just to teach you something about the game. and
Ready.
I think
Building.
the devs, whenever they were working on it,
Unit.
had in mind that this level was going to teach you how to use the engineers. And what the engineers can do is go into an enemy
Building.
base
Unit.
and actually capture one of the enemy structures.
Unit. Ready. Building.
So that's what I'm going to do right now. I've probably got enough people. All I really need to do is just distract these guards
Unit. Ready.
and then move my engineers in. And I've got like lots of people here, so that should be
Building.
more than enough.
Unit. Ready. Building.
If I had grenade guys right now, I could destroy these sandbags.
Unit. Lost.
Okay, now I'm telling my engineers to go up and steal
Building.
their buildings.
Unit. Ready.
In some ways, the engineers are like the most overpowered enemy in the
Building.
soldier you get, because they can just completely steal an entire
Ready.
building.
Building. Not building.
Oh no, I don't want to shoot that.
Unit. Lost.
So right now I've just stole their harvester. The harvester in this. Oh shit! Hold on a minute.
Unit. Lost.
Okay. The harvester, in some ways, is like one of the most. Oh no, no, no! Don't kill my engineer.
Building. Captured.
Okay, hold on. I need to get this guy because he's gonna kill my engineer.
Low power.
So the harvester, in this game, there's a thing called Tiberian, and it's like pretty much how you get your money. You harvest these Tiberian crystals. You'll learn a little bit more about them in a video later on.
Building.
But essentially, it's like one of the only buildings you build that's not for military. It's just for funds to buy more soldiers.
Unit. Ready.
And what it does, it gets you more money to buy more soldiers. And but because I've stolen their, or because I've like captured their harvesting building, it's called a refinery. They now have no means to get more money. I've also sold their silos, and that's where the Tiberian's stored. Any excess Tiberian you have, it gets stored in there. If you don't have those silos, then you can't manufacture more money. Oh, I can't even make any more engineers either. Oh look, they've been flanked. Didn't even see that. That was sneaky.
Repairing.
I thought these soldiers would have just took those guys out, but apparently your soldiers are very dumb. I should have. So this construction yard is the enemy construction yard, and I should have used my engineers to capture that, because then I can build whatever they have. But it doesn't really matter. I'll do that. I'll maybe do that in the next playthrough. That would be a major tactic. It's the main building you want to destroy, because without that building, they can't then build any more structures at all. But another good tactic is to cut off their money supply, because then they can't actually create more soldiers. And I think the number one way that I seem to get defeated by the computer is if they cut off my money supply. Like if you're not harvesting, then you're going to run out of money very fast, and you're not going to be able to buy any more troops. So it's a decent enough tactic. If it's the closest building to like the base, then, and it's the only one you can get near, then it works. Now, this is what I'm looking for, their harvester, because I stole their refinery. Their harvester was kind of just out on a limb, and what it'll do by default is it will come to your base, so that you don't have to look for it. That, I don't know if that's a new thing, because I remember in the original game I used to always have to go and look for it. But maybe that was just one of my tactics to kind of hurt them, was to destroy their harvester, and then that way they didn't have any more money. So yeah, should be mission complete. There we go. I love this cutscene. I'm gonna let this one play, because I don't know how they created their cutscenes back in the day, like back in 1995, but I think they're pretty good. Like the way this fence comes down looked really realistic to me back then when I was a kid. It doesn't look like much now, but like back in the day I was always really impressed with these cutscenes, and it kind of made you feel good after you complete a mission to see something like that. Okay, I think we may have time. I'll maybe try and squeeze one more level in before I end this episode. I love the overall map as well, like just the feeling it gave you that you were making progress, like pushing Nod back and recapturing part of the country. You know, it's a cool little meta game to think about.
I know I promised more deep background on Kane and Nod, but there'll be time for that later. Carter says you hit the ground fighting. Nice job. Now we need that again. Somewhere in this section is a Nod base. It's protected against airstrikes by Nod SAM sites. Knock them out so Colonel Morelli can provide air support. That should make it easier for you to take out the base. I'll be out of the loop for a couple of days doing civvy time at the UN. Don't let me down.
I love this cutscene as well. From memory, I think this is one where the grenade gets thrown into it. Yeah. I haven't seen this cutscene since I played it all those years ago, but I can remember every little bit. Okay, so this is really the first traditional Command and Conquer level. And what I mean by that is this is the first level where we start off with our MCV, deploy our base wherever we want, but I always just deploy it like right at the start of the map anyway. And we have to go and kind of hunt down the enemy base, I guess. So you have a base, they have a base. We're on level 3, and this is the first time that that's actually happened. And that's pretty much the staple of Command and Conquer. When I think of Command and Conquer, that's what I think of. Just you trying to find the enemy's base first of all, and then you know, try and destroy them before they can destroy you, really. And I think this is the first time we actually have the option to build our refinery and stuff like that. So let's get our refinery set up. And that gives us some new options, one of them being that we can build our barracks and a silo. We have to tell our harvester where to go and harvest the Tiberian. So Tiberian's right beside our base, that's quite convenient. And we'll set up our barracks. If we can just move this car out of the way. I'll maybe just set up here actually. The communications tower basically just provides radar and minimap. I forgot about that actually. I thought that once you set up your comms. Oh, why is it not harvesting? Harvest that stuff. Once you set up your comms center, I thought it just like threw up a radius around your base and that was it. But actually, what it does is it gives you this cool little minimap. Do I want that? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I guess we'll do it just so we can see what it looks like, but I'm assuming I'm going to need more power plants to do that. To be honest, I actually completely forgot about this. I forgot that was a feature. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up here, because right where we have our GDI icon is where that comms tower will show up, or where the radar will show up, I should say. And then the other thing the other new thing we have is a silo that we can build now, and that just once your harvester, because see these little green bars at the bottom, once they get completely full, the Tiberian cannot be deposited anymore, and you need to put a silo down. So I'm going to put my comms tower as far up as I can, because I think it throws up. Yeah, it shows a little bit of an area, like a little radius around your base, so we can see a little better now. And a really cheap tactic here would be, as I'm destroying one of these SAM sites, I could actually just pull my men off it for a little bit, let it repair up again, and then once it's like repaired, I could go over and damage it again. And what that's doing is it's just slowly draining the enemy's resources and their Tiberian, and then effectively then their ability to buy new troops or any new vehicles, or even repair their base. If you're successful enough in draining their Tiberian, they can't even repair their base or build new structures. So that's a pretty good tactic actually to drain their resources. And also if you can find their harvester out on the field while it's harvesting, then by blowing it up you're going to stop their means of getting more resources, and then they're basically sitting ducks by that point, because all they have is whatever's on the map, and they can't create new troops, they can't repair their stuff or do anything meaningful really. And I should point out right now, let's see, is my silo ready? Yeah, I'm going to build a silo, why not? I wonder if I'll need a new power plant if I do this, and if I plant this down, this may cut out, let's see. No. Not yet. Yeah, it's still good. We're still okay. We've got 125 out of 139. So if I was to build another silo, for example, my power would cut out, and therefore my mini-map would cut out. Cool thing about this mini-map as well is we can actually use it to control where my camera is. It's a really nice little feature. Can't believe I forgot about that actually. Let's see what it looks like in the old graphics. Oh, they haven't. The toolbar doesn't actually change the old graphics. That's one thing about switching back to the old graphics. It doesn't do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so apparently these three guys aren't enough to kill this SAM site, because it keeps getting repaired quicker than it can actually be blown up. So what I'll do is, yeah, there's something wrong with my men aren't stacking right now. Unit queuing on. Unit queuing on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so what? Sometimes that doesn't work. I've noticed that.
Unit ready. Building.
So I'm going to get a few more grenadiers on this SAM site.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
So what these SAM sites do later on, whenever you get choppers,
Unit ready.
as you've seen in the little cutscene before this level started, a ground air missile will pop up out of these little boxes, and they'll actually shoot down any choppers or any aircraft, I guess. Oh I didn't realise there were people up here.
Unit lost.
And but what if you destroy all of these in any given level, then you have the ability to airstrike the enemy base, which is a really useful little tool. It has a bit of a cooling off period, but
Building.
you only really get a few in a level, but it's well worth getting that up and running.
Unit
I'm gonna actually send this squad over this way, because I'm gonna a lot of this map at the minute is black, and the more
building.
I can see, then oh, I wonder if I can get this SAM site from here. Oh, nice. The more I can see, then I can see if I'm getting ambushed by the enemy troops or anything like that. Okay, let's bring these guys up and we'll destroy this one. There's their harvester. I don't actually remember shooting. I don't know if my guys were throwing anything like that, but I guess in theory I could blow their harvester up right now.
Lost.
But I'm not really too worried about that. I have noticed that if you try and shoot the harvester, then it'll alert the enemies, I guess their base, and then they'll come and defend that. So I guess it just sends a little message to the enemy troops to come and defend.
Building. Unit.
Alright, so I've nearly got this SAM site, and then this one. I think there's only one more left after this.
Unit ready. Building. Unit.
And this is going to be a huge help for whenever I actually do go to try and storm the base.
Unit ready.
So I'm going to get 2 engineers. I'm going to cancel all the minigunners for now.
Building.
Yes, sir.
And I might just do a little flanking mission here.
Building.
You got it. Reporting. Roger.
So I'm going to split my troops up a little bit. I'll bring these ones around this side and then bring some of my troops up this way. I know there's a SAM site up around here somewhere, and I think that's the last one I need. There's one of my engineers. Kill this guy. Insufficient funds. Right, let's bring my engineers up a little bit. Let's bring them there for now. Okay, that's that SAM site taken care of. Let's go and see. There should be one more up around here somewhere. Just checking my Tiberian. I've got plenty of Tiberian. Okay, there's the last SAM site, I believe. Okay, that's going nicely.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
In theory, I probably don't need to build anything else, and I could just sell my construction yard. But I'm not going to just take that risk. I'm not going to gamble, but I could sell that and just get some more troops with the money. See, it should, once this blows up, it should say, there you are, airstrike ready. This is the super weapons tab. I've got an airstrike. And let's see. I'm going to bring my engineers this way for now because the base is a little bit more heavily defended on this side. Oh no. Okay, these guys should be able to take out this enemy turret. Yeah, he's never going to be able to repair quick enough. And what I'm going to do, these guys up here first. Oh no, 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 there's enemy soldiers going to kill my engineers. Oh damn it, I can't catch up to him.
Yes, sir.
There we go. He would have, the engineers can't really defend themselves, so they've got no weapons, so yeah, they'd be a sitting duck right there. I think what I'll do is I'm going to airstrike these choppers, or these vehicles. Let's see, where's it coming from? There it comes from this angle. So you can't actually see it right now, but it's flying. There it is. There's my airstrike. So that's destroyed most of the vehicles. And I'm going to breach this wall over here. Send my men in this way. And then my engineers should be up here. So the airstrike has quite a long cool-off period. It must be like maybe 5 minutes or 4 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Mod building captured.
Oh, because I've captured their buildings, well, I've run out of power.
Yes, sir.
Mod building captured.
Alright, I'm just gonna,
New
let's see.
construction options.
I'm gonna build a barracks up here.
Ready and waiting, sir.
Building.
Yes.
Construction complete. Unit
and let's just make that my primary building.
Unit lost.
Start getting some troops up here.
Primary building selected.
Preparing that.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building.
And I'm going to capture their barracks. I think it's called the Hand of Nod or something. And that'll stop their enemies from spawning.
Insufficient funds.
Reporting. Reporting. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Not building.
Okay, so I've now got the ability to buy rocket soldiers, and I'll make that my primary again.
Building.
Knowledge.
Primary building.
I'll sell this because I don't really need it anyway.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building.
Ready and
Unit
waiting.
ready.
Got it.
Start getting my rocket guys down here to blow up this turret.
Unit ready.
And there's just going to be a few enemies that are just scattered around.
Reporting.
So I'll just tell some of my other troops to go and deal with them.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
On hold. Cancel.
Don't need this barracks anymore. Don't need this barracks anymore.
Sold.
So my comms are back up.
Construction.
Probably don't even need this anymore really.
Sold.
Waiting. Roger.
Unit ready.
And rather than blow up the buildings, I'll just get my engineers to go into them.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Not building captured.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a few more red specks, one down here, which I think I'm sending some troops to now in a minute.
Unit ready.
Oh, why are my engineers down here?
Reporting. Moving out.
Yeah?
Ready and waiting. Got it. Ready and waiting. Got it.
Not building.
Oh, the harvester's still alive as well.
Yes, sir.
The thing about this is it will actually run my troops over too.
Waiting order.
Oh, damn it.
Reporting.
If ideally I would have a vehicle. Oh, there's some enemies.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Ideally I'd have a vehicle right now to take that out.
Reporting.
The rocket guys will do a good job, but it's just because
Building.
the problem is that
Reporting.
it's probably going to run over my troops.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Right away, sir.
Kind of have to do a little bit of a Toro dance with them, like a
Unit
bull running at you. You just kind of have to keep dodging them.
Got it. Reporting. Right away, sir.
I think that should hopefully be the last enemy, and then that should be the mission complete.
building.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Yeah, okay.
Ready and waiting.
It's got like all my troops chasing this guy
Ready
now.
and waiting.
Ready. Mission.
There we go, mission accomplished. Alright, so lost quite a few troops. I'm a little bit sloppy when I play this, like I'm not trying to do a perfect run or anything like that. So there's my end screen. And that's going to give me the map selection to pick the next mission. So I think now would be a good time to end this episode. I'm not going to pick the next level just yet because a video, like a briefing video, will play. And I think that would be better to set up the next video just to let you guys know what's actually happening in the missions. So yeah, thanks for watching this Command & Conquer Remastered playthrough, and hopefully see you next time.